Mark Watts, owner of Cafe Flow, and also Keith Kendall from the Blue Merles in the studio with me, and we also have Logan Dunn. This is his first time on Studio 416. I heard Logan at Keith's house, at your house, was it last weekend, and he was unbelievable. He just came in, walked up the steps, we were all sitting around playing acoustic guitars on your front porch, and this guy comes in and he started playing and singing, and it was unbelievable. And so I would like you and Mark actually to introduce him and talk a bit about Logan Dunn before I introduce him.
Well, I don't see enough of Logan. He's an old family friend. He was chasing my daughter, I don't know, how long ago was it?
That was probably 5 years ago.
A little longer than 5 years ago, but he's remained a family friend, and we love him. And I didn't know he played music until recently, and I'm just blown away.
Yeah, I am too as well, and hopefully is he going to be playing Mark at Cafe Flow?
Well, he's had a couple shows now at Cafe
I've
Flow.
played a few times there.
Yeah,
I plan to play a lot more too.
We've got Flow sessions, and we do highlight on local artists, and we usually give them a lot more than the open mic gives them. You know, might give them 2 or 3 songs, where Flow sessions will give them anywhere from 30 to an hour, you know, depending on how many artists we book, and that's what he's done. And it gives people, you know, a chance to invite their friends out, you know, to share his music with the public, and to really, you know, kind of give him more of a better look at what he does. And his talent is just phenomenal. He writes a lot of his own songs, you know, and I'm sure you'll get into a little interview with him and, you know, find out all the good stuff. But, you know, he's done a ton of things. And, you know, he's very modest, but a very good musician. And I'm proud to introduce Logan Dunn.
Thanks, Mark.
All right, Logan Dunn. How are you doing, Logan?
Good. A little bit nervous. This is the first time my voice has been on the radio. That's kind of cool. All
right. Well, I'm really glad that you took the call to come down this afternoon.
Yeah, Keith called me out of bed.
Yeah, I did. I woke him up.
That's really cool. So thanks, Keith, for getting him down here.
Yep.
And we were going to have Keith Kendall and the Blue Merles on, but we've got Keith anyway.
Right.
From the Blue Merles, and I want to thank Keith for getting a hold of you for me and getting you down here. So anyway, why don't we just start out, man? There's no other way to introduce you than just for you to start out with a song. And let's get grooved in.
Yeah, I'll play one of the first songs I wrote a long time ago.
Waiting for the world to subside, it was only in my mind. And she said that she could not decide. Please tell me, mother. She was buried down so deep inside. Nobody said that she had to hide. I didn't know I was killing you. That's what I said when I played the fool. Watch the color of your heart change. I'm pumping with oil and mud and dirt and grime and pain. And then I asked you, would you still remain the same, the same, the same? side. And the devil wants us. And the devil's calling for his sinners to be saints. And heaven's falling from up high above its place. She is calling for a long time now. And we are praying for our sins to be forgotten. It's back again for you, my friend. Who said it's sorry, so forget about the things he's done. Once more, will he deceive you? Ignore, let the devil relieve you. The devil's calling for his sinners to be saints. And heaven's falling from up high above its place. She is calling for a long time now. And we are praying for our sins to be forgotten.
This is FM 90.1 KZFR Chico, and that was great. That's Logan Dunn. That was beautiful, Logan.
Thanks.
What was that one called, and what inspired you?
That one was 2 songs originally. And when I first started learning how to write, I just didn't know what I was doing exactly, but I don't know what I'm getting at. Anyways, that song's about addiction, and also about people's addiction to. Oh, geez, I'm not explaining things right here. It's about addiction.
And addiction can come in many forms.
Many forms, like
addiction to other people, addiction to love, drugs, sex, all that stuff, right? Yeah. And that's something that a lot of us have faced over the years, just in many forms, huh? I mean, that's
absolutely.
And the way that you describe it is beautiful in that. I mean, that just sounds like you pulled it from your guts, man, when you wrote that.
Well, more specifically, I was just considering what people are doing to the world nowadays. And so I just kind of wrote that about people's addiction to all these things that are hurting the earth and things like that.
Yeah, well, that's beautiful, man. And I also wanted to mention that, talk a bit about you for just a minute. You were raised in Chico. You've lived here, Chico native?
Yeah. Since I was about 3, I was born in Red Bluff and lived in Corning for a little bit.
And so you're raised here. You write all of your own stuff, it seems like, right?
Yeah, I do.
I mean, you do covers too.
I do a few covers, but I write all the chords and the lyrics and stuff to my songs.
And you also won a singer-songwriter contest at the Maltese?
Yeah, the Maltese. That was really great. I played with some really great musicians. It ended up being me and this great musician, Heather Michelle. And it was fun. It was a blast. I won that.
That's good. And so you play around. You've been out, you've played at Mark's Place a few times.
Cafe
and
Flows.
So are you just kind of what are your nobody can really plan what we're going to do in the future or whatever, but I mean, is music the thing that you have a regular day job and all of that, but you're always, music will always be there for you? Is that kind of what you do?
It's for a long time I've just looked at music as kind of like a hobby, and I haven't done a lot with it, but lately I've gotten a lot of support from people like Mark at Cafe Flow and just my friends and family telling me I should do something with it. So I think pretty soon here I'm going to give it an honest shot, at least try to do something with it, maybe put a CD out at least.
You definitely have that thing, whatever it is, man. You've got like the passion and the whole thing. Like when I heard you first the other night and you did that song, it was just like we were all blown away, like seriously. And so I'm glad to have you on today.
I'm glad to be on, Brad. Thank you.
Yeah. And would you like to get into another song just yet? Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can do another one.
All right, let's do it. It's about 2:26. If you've just tuned in, this is FM 90.1 KZFR Chico. And my name's Brad Peterson. This is Studio 416. And my guest is Logan Dunn for the remainder of the show right here in the studio, singer-songwriter. So let's do it, Logan. Ready to play another song?
Yeah, this song isn't quite done, but Heather Michelle asked that I play it, so we'll give it a shot.
Okay.
See me, you didn't see me, you'll never see me again. And now I remember why all of my love has died. It takes love to see me cry. And you took my love away when I needed it most of all. The hammer fell and still the pieces fall. But no, you don't care at all. And now you say that you're leaving, but you won't look me in the eye. How can I believe you when all you've said is lies? I said I couldn't give you gold. You said nobody ever has anyway. I gave you everything I could, just couldn't do it in a day. And then you asked me to change. Yeah, then you asked me to change. Then you asked me to change. I thought you said you treat me right. I thought you said you treat me right. You didn't see me. You didn't see me. You'll never see me again.
This is FM 90.1 KZFR Chico, and that's Logan Dunn right here in the studio with me. That was great, Logan. That was great, man. That was beautiful. That's something that you've just written recently, and it's not completely done, but it sure sounds good, man.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, that's one I've been working on for a little while, but
yeah. And so when you write your songs, does usually the idea come first? I mean, does something inspire you first, and then, or is it
I definitely,
you write music first, or?
For me, it always starts with like an emotion. Like if something's happened to me, or I'm thinking about something, and it translates into an emotion, and so I just get on my guitar and play whatever my fingers go to, until I find something that sounds nice and kind of like mirrors whatever I'm feeling.
Yeah.
And then from there, I try to build like a melody around it for my voice, and then I put lyrics in after that.
And so that's usually how it goes. I mean, usually songs that they don't come to you in a nice, neat package and wrapped up like sometimes. Have you ever had a song come to you that way, though? I mean, I've heard people tell me that sometimes songs just come to them in 5 minutes. I mean, not all the time, but like once in a while.
Occasionally I'll get like an idea and come out with like maybe half a verse, like real quick like that, and then from there I'll take that and build something else.
And that's great. And so sometimes like all it just takes is a verse and an emotion and maybe a couple of chords to get it going, and the chord progression obviously where that's going to follow, so the mechanics of that as well. So that's really cool. And so anyway, if you've just tuned in, this is FM 90.1 KZFR Chico. My name is Brad Peterson. This is Studio 416. I have Logan Dunn, local singer-songwriter, in the studio. And you write all your own stuff. You're raised in Chico. And I wanted to ask, like, who you were influenced by. Like, what drove you, like, when you were a youth? Or you're still pretty young. I don't know,
a lot of my influences, like, don't necessarily come out through my music, but the people that I listen to is like Nina Simone. I'm absolutely in love with Nina Simone. And Jeff Buckley, who also, he listened to Nina Simone a lot too.
Did he? Yeah.
And then Tom Waits is huge for me, just because he's super creative. He's really just rough. He's got a real rough voice.
Yeah.
But those three are the big ones for me. And then, just a lot of the oldies. Anything with soul, anything with blues. I love 90s grunge.
Yeah. That's what some of your stuff had an elements of. I love one of the guys from the 90s so much, like is Lane Staley. His writing and stuff like that, the lead singer of Alice in Chains.
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely.
And I just think, man, the stuff that he wrote, and I believe he was so deep in it when he was writing it. It wasn't like he was even looking back and writing about what he had come through. Like, I think he was writing that stuff down in a whole, and all those songs, Nutshell and everything, as he was going through it, and they were recording it in a timely way. Like I think they were writing and recording that stuff right as he was plowing through all of that stuff.
Yeah, and just grabbing what they could, And
describing what he could, with the darkness of all of that stuff and his addictions and everything, and how bad he felt at the time, I guess, And I know that, like, a lot of those bands, like, I don't know, I know Kurt Cobain gets a lot of the credit for, like, that era of grunge and all that.
Yeah,
but I just think Lane Staley was so incredible.
There's a lot of good stuff, a lot of good stuff from the 90s.
And it's great that you like those songwriters, too, as like Nina Simone and Jeff Buckley and those guys. They don't always have to sound so pretty. Like Tom Waits doesn't have to sound real pretty to get the message across.
No,
you know what I mean?
No, sometimes you can't get the message across if you sound pretty.
Yeah, I think so too. If you're a little too polished or whatever.
Yeah.
And I love the grit. I love the grit of that kind of stuff, and I love the message and all that. Because I think singing and songwriting is carrying a message, right? I mean, when it really gets down to it, you're carrying a message of some sort, right?
Or just like emotion.
Yeah.
You're giving that to somebody else.
Yeah, and sharing your life story, and that's the thing about you even sitting here just singing, just playing alone with your acoustic guitar. I mean, that's like spilling your guts, and that's good stuff.
Yeah.
We all love that,
It's like spilling my guts to a lot of people in a way where they have no idea what I'm talking about. So I'm pretty safe, I think.
But it doesn't matter. No, it matters. I'm just kidding. All right, well, if you just tuned in, this is FM 90.1 KZFR Chico, and my name is Brad Peterson. This is Studio 416, and I've got Logan Dunn right here in the studio, and singer-songwriter. And I wanted to mention also, while I'm at it, that Studio 416 is made possible by the generous contributions of KZFR members, and also by the 23rd Annual High Sierra Music Festival, and this year's performers include Robert Plant and the sensational Space Shifters Primus, Thievery Corporation, Mo, Steel Pulse, the Grey Boy All-Stars, John Schofield, and many more. And the festival runs July 4th through the 7th in Quincy, California. And for more tickets and information, visit highsierramusic.com. And And also I'd like to mention also Bigfoot Carpet, providing the professional installation of carpet, tile, vinyl, laminate, and hardwood flooring for the greater Chico area. Bigfoot Carpet carries a large in-stock selection and is located at 3436 Highway 32 in Suite 100. And Bigfoot Carpets can be reached by calling 879-0000 or by visiting bigfootcarpets.com. And also the Chico Rod and Gun Club, featuring an indoor shooting range located in Upper Bidwell Park. The Chico Rod and Gun Club, serving the community since 1954. And they offer safety and concealed carry classes, youth programs, league and competitive shooting, as well as temporary members' activities. And more information can be found at chicogunclub.org. And it's about 2:36 on this beautiful Saturday afternoon. Hope you all are enjoying it. Want to thank you for tuning in and listening to Studio 416. And if you hang around just a bit longer, at 3 o'clock, we've got Peter Ratner coming in with Not Necessarily Nashville, and he will take it right up until 5 o'clock. So hang around a bit longer and listen to some great sounds with Peter Ratner on Not Necessarily Nashville. And meanwhile, right here on Studio 416, I have Logan Dunn in our studios, and grateful to have you in, Logan. Would you like to get into another song?
Yeah, absolutely. I want to make sure I get this song in before I run out of time here.
Good.
This is the newest one I'm writing. I'm really stoked about it.
Ain't like they say it is. Death ain't like they say it is. And so when it's easy, it's too small to see, but still you know exactly where it is. On death ain't like they say it is. Death ain't like they say it is. They say have a good life and you die alone. Oh, I'm surrounded by people and none of them see I'm dying. Can't sleep at night 'cause the heart's too loud. She tries to dream to get away from this. Hell seems better than the place she's living in now. Hell seems better than the place she's living in now. It's a voice inside his head now. He can't bear to hear the words it says. Hell seems better than the place he's living in now. Hell seems better than the place he's living in now.
That's what I've got of it so far.
All right. Well, this is FM 90.1 KZFR Chico, and that's Logan Dunn in the studio. And so that's one that you're working on, huh?
Yeah. I'm stoked to do that in like a full band. Get a drummer in there and some really good lead. I've got my roommate plays really good lead guitar.
And so, are you in the process of getting a band together now? I mean, you're kind of forming something.
Yeah, I'm trying to do something with actually Keith that was on here earlier. His daughter Chloe, she plays bass, and then coworker of mine Chase plays drums, and then like I said, my roommate Travis, he plays guitar. So we're trying to do something. We've been trying to do something for maybe a year and a half now, but we just got to get to it.
All right, and you're currently you work at Sierra Nevada as well, so you're having a good time with that.
Oh yeah. Love washing dishes. No, it's a great place over there. Good people.
Yeah. I hear they're great employers too.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, we were talking the other night, and I was asking you about your history in growing up, and maybe the music that might have surrounded you or influenced you. And you said that your grandfather made guitars.
Yeah.
Here, huh?
He was. I never had the chance to meet him, which kind of sucked. But my grandpa on my mom's side, his name's Billy John Adams. He used to make guitars, and I loved hearing about him. My mom would tell me about him. And what was cool is he wouldn't just make a bunch of guitars and try to sell them. People would go up to him and say, "Hey, Billy, I want a guitar made." And then he'd go, have lunch with a stranger or whoever asked him, and then get to know this person, and then kind of cater a guitar to them, like build a guitar based around this person.
And are any of his guitars around?
My mom has one, and my aunt has one, and they're always keeping an eye out, but he didn't make a lot. But they're beautiful. Yeah, absolutely amazing guitars.
And so he made, what do you think, 10, 20, 30 of them?
He's probably made close to 50. I don't really know, but...
And so you think there's some out there, maybe 20? Yeah,
there's, some out there. I don't know if I'll ever see them, but...
And what are they called?
BJ Adams guitars.
BJ Adams guitars?
Yeah.
All right, if anybody out there knows anybody or has a BJ Adams guitar...
Yeah,
get a hold of me at FM 90.1. Yeah, that's really cool. That's awesome. I come from that too, a long line of musicians. My great-grandfather was a fiddle player, and all of my great-aunts and uncles down to my uncles and everything too. And I think that's really cool to be able to grow up and have that.
Absolutely. I feel like it sticks with the family too. If you've got a musician in the family, it just kind of keeps going.
Yeah. Do you believe it's in the blood? Do you believe that it travels through bloodlines as far as...
Maybe.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
And I also believe that everyone is a musician or an artist of some sort. You just got to tap into it, right? Don't
Absolutely.
You believe that? Yeah.
I mean, just human expression is an art in itself. So anytime you do that,
And when do you think you started tapping into this, to what you do? How old were you?
In high school, freshman year, I was in a really, really terrible punk band.
Is there such thing as a terrible punk band?
Oh, geez, I don't know. Maybe that's the beauty of it all.
Yeah, that's the beauty of it.
But anyways, I did that with my friend Richie and Enrique and this guy named Trevor. But that's when I started, and I didn't play guitar. I just sang, and I had no idea how. I was trying to do metal vocals. I remember we went into the studio, and all of my bandmates had to leave when I was recording because they couldn't stop laughing. It was
really funny.
It was pretty funny, and then after that, I took guitar classes, and just kind of connected with myself more. And I was when I started that punk band, I just wanted to be cool, wanted to do something with the guys. But it got me started on actually playing, and then I found out that I needed something like that.
Yeah, and so that was when you were in high school. And then it's like when you play these songs that you're playing today, is that normally how you play them, or do you like to play them electric? I mean...
I rarely play electric. I need to start practicing just because that's what I'm going to do at shows and stuff. But I love acoustic guitars. I think the tone they bring out is,
Yeah. Well, do you want to get into another song? We've got about 15 minutes left.
About 15?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll play... a little more upbeat song.
All right. Well, this is FM 90.1 KZFR Chico, and I have Logan Dunn in the studio, and you're listening to Studio 416.
I left my heart where I left my soul. I lost my mind and my eyes grew cold. blood is pouring from the hole in my chest, and I know when I die I still won't get no rest, 'cause I'm going to hell through the mouth of the devil. Sit next to me if you wanna get high. Hey, come right here, I'll tell you a lie. I'll tell you everything that you want to hear. Soon you'll see my love disappear. I'm going to hell through the mouth of the devil. You know I'm a cheater, a liar and a thief. Never done no good, only cause you grief. My face tells you I'm so pure and so sweet, but your love gonna be falling out all on the street. Yeah, I'm going to hell through the mouth of the devil. My mouth makes noise, but my soul don't. I play guitar, but my spirit won't. When I see your face so soft and amused, I forget my heart just ain't being used. Oh, I'm going to hell through the mouth of the devil. I said I'm going to hell through the mouth of the devil.
All right, this is FM 90.1 KZFR Chico, and that's Logan Dunn in the studio. And I heard you do that the other night. That was great, man. That was good.
Yeah, it's a fun one. I'd like to hear horns in that song at some point. I feel like
Really?
that's really cool, yeah.
Like where at? In the chorus?
Just
Maybe
everywhere.
in the
Horns
verses?
everywhere.
Just popping in the background?
Yeah, something
Yeah.
like that, yeah.
That's cool. So when you're doing these songs and you write them, and as you're working through them, do you feel that they take on a life of their own after a while? Like in your
Yeah.
head as you're playing them, and you're constantly they're evolving, and you hear different things, or do you?
Yeah, no, they definitely start growing like by themselves almost. And especially when I start playing with other people.
Yeah.
Like I went and recorded one song at Butte College not too long ago. And it changed so much from when like I originally wrote it and till we went and recorded it. I mean, we changed it. I can't remember what it's called right now. It's kind of funny, but the name of the song I got from a verse that was originally in there that I completely chopped out, that we don't even do anymore.
Oh,
But
really?
but it just kind of developed like that. Like that wasn't my intention, but just working with people and feeling out, you just kind of feel what a song needs, and then put it in there.
Yeah, and so as you hear these things in your head, like one of the great stories like that I read one time years back is about Brian Wilson from the Beach Boys. He was like the main guy in the early days. You know, he's considered like a genius in a lot of circles in pop music or whatever. And the song Good Vibrations, like there's a whole lot of stuff going on in that song.
Yeah.
You know? And I think it was maybe 67, something like that. 68 possibly, I don't know. But when he wrote that song, he heard everything that as you hear in that song, he heard it all when he got to, before he even brought it to the table for the rest of the guys. And so all of those vocal layers and everything on that song, if you ever hear that song, that's exactly how he heard it, in his head when it came to him. And I guess they said that he drove the rest of the band nuts, like for days and days and days in the studio, like hammering it out, saying, no, that's not what I'm hearing. Like I'm hearing this, and trying to translate it to each, and do all of that and do the overdubs and the whole thing, and so, that's how some songs come to people, I guess, and it's like, no, that's the way I want it. He didn't want it evolved in any other way,
See, I can't.
And,
That'd be too much for me.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
too lazy to do that.
And it's kind of cool, like, I get to have different people on the show and find out how they write their songs, and I think it is different for a lot of people,
Yeah,
and,
absolutely.
And some people come up with the music first, and then they got to add lyrics to it, But for me, I think it's definitely an emotion first. I guess it is, as it is for everyone. But I think the story has to come first, and the influence, and the words probably would be for me as well as you. I think. You've mentioned,
It really starts with like emotion and chords for me. That's where it takes off.
And sometimes you have to just like dial it back and just strip it back and strip it down, and just like sometimes with it.
Absolutely. I feel like I've lost like good ideas for songs because I started with it and then kept trying to like do different things with it, and then just forgot where I started in the first place, and then end up with something I don't even want to use.
And do you carry like a notepad around with you or anything like that? Do you record a lot of your stuff and your ideas, or no?
No, my mom is constantly trying to get me to write down the lyrics, or she'll be like, just come over and play them for me. I'll write everything down.
Really? That's cool. So you get a lot of support? Like your mom and dad are both still around?
Absolutely.
Your dad? Yeah, that's
absolutely.
Great. And so they love what you do and support that too as well. That's really cool. And have you got brothers, sisters?
Yeah, I've got 3 older sisters, 1 younger sister. I've got 3 younger brothers. And it's funny just because on my dad's side, so I'm the youngest on my dad's side, the oldest on my mom's side, and I'm the only kid that they had together. So I'm like a middle child, a young child, an old child, and an only child. Yeah.
That's great. Well, I don't know if it's great so much. Yeah,
it works out.
That's
all right.
That's good. And so all of them, hopefully some of them are listening to you right now, maybe online at KZFR.org would be cool.
Hopefully.
And we'll have a recording of this show or something for down the road if you want to play it for them. But if you've just tuned in, this is FM 90.1 KZFR Chico. My name's Brad Peterson. This is Studio 416. And I have singer-songwriter Logan Dunn in the studio, and it's about 12:52. And so I don't know. You got enough time for another song? I mean, we do have enough time for another song if you've got one for us.
Yeah. I think I can do another song here.
Okay.
It's a short one too, so it'll definitely fit in there.
All right.
So afraid I'll never see you open your eyes again. Every time I see you now, you're sleeping on your feet. Don't tell me you're dreaming when I hear you scream. Doesn't want to see you sleep. I bet you're sleeping now.
This is FM 90.1 KZFR Chico, and that's Logan Dunn in the studio. And what inspired that?
Just somebody that I know and really love that. They're just going down a really bad road. And I had to watch them. I just had to watch that. It was really hard. That one's like one of my more, I don't know. That one's tough. Yeah. But luckily that person's doing amazing. Getting over it.
Good. That's great. That's some heavy stuff sometimes when you got to write songs about things like that and try to get through them. I'm sure that person will appreciate that down the road. That must be really moving for them to have to, when they go back to listen to that someday. And if you just tuned in, this is FM 90.1 KZFR Chico. It's about 2:55. We've got Peter Ratner coming up next with Not Necessarily Nashville. And so stay tuned with him. He'll be here with you until 5 o'clock. And I just want to we'll go ahead and wrap this show up. I want to say thank you so much, Logan, for coming down and being in the studio with me today and sharing some of the stuff that you're working on and the songs that you finished that sound so great.
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you. And also just wanted to say there's I don't. The only show I have coming up is a house show at
Okay, mention it.
guy's named Farah, but I wish I remembered the address. But it's gonna be good if you guys find it.
Can we find you on Facebook? Or
Yeah.
online?
If you just go on Facebook, look up Logan Dunn. It's not like a music page. That's just me.
Okay. All right, so if anybody wants to get a hold of you or whatever,
for whatever
work on
reason.
some music with you or get a house concert together, and also check out Cafe Flow from time to time. You'll be there too,
I'll be
coming
there
up soon. All right, well, I want to thank you again, Logan Dunn, for being in the studio. If y'all are out there listening, keep an eye out for Logan Dunn in the future. He'll be around town playing and working on some more stuff. So thank you so much, Logan.
Thank you, Brad.
For being on the show. And I'd like to leave you with Peter Ratner and Not Necessarily Nashville. Thank you all.